First blood goes to 3-sup. That's on their map choice, Cobblestone, and we did kind of say that both teams have the potential to win their own map here. So we had the Train and Method have a great chance of tying this back up.
Well, it looks like 3-sup are going to be starting CT this time, so they've definitely got the platform now to get the second map in a row, but it came down to pistols for them. They actually got both pistols, and their CT side was so phenomenal. So that's why it's kind of interesting. They get to start CT again. If they can carry that form onto the second map, I don't even think they dropped a single round of their CT. So that was really interesting. Train's one of those funny maps. You've got a few options available to you as a T side, right? You can either you work the picks, you see if anything's available to you, but most CT sides won't give too much away. You have to see what they're doing, whether they're pushing you, whether there's an aggressive tactic coming in. And then most teams at the moment, they'll do the wall of smoke and force a post-plant situation. That's when it comes down to individual team play, and you really separate who's the better player in that sort of stance. But another thing we see a lot of teams do, the last time I casted this was Cloud9 versus Virtus Pro. And you saw Virtus Pro just exploiting outside so much. If you have the explosive potential in the players to hit the AK headshots, it can be so dangerous and so hard to hold off as a CT team. Especially though when the Ts come out, they've got so many angles to check. It's like you go out, there's so many trains in different little cubby holes. It's like a 360-degree thing. The CTs can be anywhere. So it's really exciting map, and I think it's got so much more potential to be explored and what can be done with it. I think the inside bomb site is still unexplored to some extent. There's so much you can do with the boost going in and the set smokes, but yeah, it's going to be a really interesting one. 3-sup starting CT, though.
One of the things as well that we don't see a lot of that I was a bit surprised by is by exploiting the inner bomb site through CT spawn.
Yeah.
Because if you can win those tunnels and take like I call it the force smoke, where you come through Ivy, and you can do it in two ways. You can put the smoke right, force yourself left to win again. You know, you're basically isolating an individual player. Or if you put the smoke left and then go into hell, that's if you're taking outside. But if you can force yourself into that CT spawn, there's usually only one player playing in those tunnels.
We don't see a lot of teams trying that as well. They always go to the right. They try to they always force the outside, but you're actually absolutely right. We see that quite a lot in Source. Like you can get to that left-hand side, and then if you have players waiting inside, you get the attention outside to begin with, and then that pincer coming in. It's going to be quite exciting.
And not only that, one of the big things about post-plant situations on that inner side is being able to stop the rotations before they arrive on the bomb site. So by getting someone in CT, even if they rotate through Z, you already engage them instantly. So you're right. And the reason that came to mind was you were saying there's still a lot to be explored on the inner bomb side. I really want to see teams take more advantage of that. It could be really viable in something like a pistol round too, where you're just non-stop rushing your movement speed, right? Like you can get there so quickly if you choose to. Of course, there is the aggression at Ivy that you have to deal with, which a lot of CTs are playing. But we'll see. We'll see if that develops. As we get into the pistol round, it's going to be Method this time. Their map, therefore, starting T side. Jason aren't going to be the one that's covering off that Ivy, and it looks like it's going to be a 3-2 split, potentially a 3-1-1, in fact, as Silent has the bomb. He's waiting for the call from his teammates, and here's the force play. They've actually put that smoke right, and they are running left. So maybe they're going to do exactly. How fitting is that? They do exactly what we mentioned. They've got Strebber, they've got Mainline inside CT spawn already, and they'll bring Silent in the upper tunnels right now. Kiko's going to rotate back into B, but Davy's going to slow this down. He's caught on, and he's silenced them early. He's got to deal with one more player in the site, and he finds it. It's Strebber behind, and Kiko, it all gets shut down. So maybe that's why the play's not done. But how fitting is it that we just mentioned it, and they do it?
That was really cool. The amazing thing about it as well, the CTs actually pushed the inside as well and didn't get that much information. It wasn't until the pincers started coming from the CT spawn they realized what was going on, and it did get shut down eventually. Davey picking up 2 frags there, and Jason getting one as well, but that was really funny that actually went down in that way. But there we go. That's just how good you are.
I couldn't have predicted that any better. Hey, this never happens. Oh, look, it happened.
Well, that's another pistol on the board for 3-sup. 3 out of 3 so far for them, so pretty cool. And that's how they started their CT campaign last map, and they didn't drop around after that. So
and it's an issue for Method that they have to address. I mean, you can't count on winning games without ever winning pistols.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, if you're not winning any in a best-of-3 series, something's going seriously wrong here. We saw them force buy before on Cobble, and they didn't do a lot with it. Didn't even get a bomb down, and it really stitched them up going into the first gun round as well. They weren't able to get that AWP, and that's essentially what slowed them down completely on their T side. But they are going to get 2 players without armor as well, so they are potentially looking forward this time. Going towards the inside bomb site, they have got a smoke. You'd assume they're going to chuck that down lower ramp.
Well, Davey on the mid train, the yellow, so he's in the middle of the site, can cover upper a little bit, but he's got all the players coming lower. They just want to get this bomb down, and they will. They've actually got it in place, so this will give some economy to the terrorists. As I say that, the nade from Abe, it shuts them down. Couldn't have been timed any better because there was only about a second left on that plant, so Abe saving the day, although not necessarily around it, but still going to go to the CTs, but saving what's going to potentially brought it a bye in this round.
Yeah, amazing Deagle headshot entry. You don't see many of those at that sort of range. Very nice stuff from him getting in there. But it was the nade from hell that saved the day. And stopping the bomb going down is huge in that situation. It means the T's, they're guaranteed a full acre this time. It's another round almost perfectly going towards the CTs now. They can keep their SMGs and not pressured into forcing the rifles. You can see some aggression coming in from 3-Sub as well. They're going to be pushing that side alley area, but all the T's going to be inside. They're going to get that information and possibly rotate straight away as well.
Silent is calling for the voice in the game to be turned back on, but Davy's calling for everyone to shut up at inner because he's found 2. Justin gets one in return. That's the trade kill, the refrag. But unfortunately, the pistols are unable to do a whole lot more damage than that. Bomb's already down too, so they can't look for an additional bomb plant in this one. I shouldn't say additional because that one was shut down. The first bomb plant in this one. But now we'll see guns, and what guns do we see? Because we do have enough for a glass cannon on Silent if he chooses to go for it. He's got 52-50. No, going to stick with the AK. That's what the bomb plant could have actually enabled.
That's what I was talking about. So that's why they need to be careful with that sort of stuff. Force spying, if you know you're going to go into, if you don't get bombs down, you go into the first gun run without that AWP. But Davey, he was the man keeping the auto shotgun. He's kept the FAMAS, keeping that economy strong. But the AWP is out from the CTs as well. And he should get a first pick here as well. Actually misses that first shot. Interesting, he should have taken that one down.
And that becomes a bit problematic because look how forward the terrorists already are. Lots of smoke execution, that wall of smoke you mentioned, and deep on the site. Bomb still not in play, and Abe's actually pulling this back. 2 great kills from him, and he fights his way back around 3 HP. They chase, and they get a little bit tunnel vision because Robert's able to pop out and catch Jason. Finally, the bomb comes into play. 2 versus 2, but post plant's not even going to be established because already Davey on the flank. Back to a one-on-one. Ely versus Jason. Smoke still in the way of Jason. He knows where he was, so he tries to go for the spam, and he's going to win it. Jason, he'll get this defuse as well. There was a chance for Ely to just play that bomb, but gets aggressive on the peak.
Yeah, that was the exactly what we were talking about before. That fast outside push can be so explosive, and it's very difficult to hold off at the CT as well. They reacted. It does come down to a one-on-one situation, but it doesn't matter. 3-Sub get their 4th round on the board, and getting the bomb down for Method is pretty good. The loss bonus works in their favor. It means they can actually have the advantage in some situations with the AKs, but the AWP was kept. And this is a round I wouldn't be surprised if the CTs actually went aggressive themselves and started pushing areas like Ivy to try and get that first frag on the board.
Arya's looking for the short angle. This is a really tight peak position. There's actually the second spot between the green train at the train stop, the bump stop, that you can actually fire in with a more linear vision, but it takes a little bit longer time to get there, and it's also easier to smoke off. Kiko waiting at bottom tunnel. He'll catch Ely. And again, with guns out, Method find themselves down. There's a response finally from Silent. He'll be able to catch Abe. But just to keep track, not that Method will want us to, this is now 20 straight CT rounds for 3-Sub without a single T round going to Method so far in this series, something that has to be answered.
They're keeping that confidence going. Davey pushing that inside bomb site, getting the first frag, shutting them down before they have even an option to execute. So that's really good stuff from him. It's exactly what I said. Just keep it flowing, keep the energy strong, and keep surprising the terrorists as well. And that's perfect. And they're actually shutting them down. We've seen as soon as they lose a man in this series, they seem to be closed up and not really sure what to do. The bomb is down, but they do manage to find a frag onto Jason R.
And it gives him a bit of a chance, but that Molotov forcing mainline out, he's caught, but not paying the price just yet. He was definitely spotted. Arya unable to close it. Now he will. The nade does the damage. Arya missing the no-scope up close. How does he do that? Okay, it's Kiko. I thought Arya hit that. I was going to say, if Arya pulled that off, what in the bloody hell just happened? But Kiko bails him out.
The bloody hell. That's very British of you.
You're wearing off on me.
Oh, here we go then. This is where it's very dangerous a Method. 5 in a row for 3-Sub. They haven't dropped a CT round in a very long time, and they are going to be forcing the issue with some armor there. Of course, with the loss bonus, they can justify it. Smoke and flashes in hand as well. So far, they've tried inside quite a lot on their UK rounds. This time, looks like they're doing an outside split, trying to potentially get that one smoke down, force a bomb. That's all they can really hope for. 3 players now heading out of Ivy. How's this going to go down for them?
Kiko's in hell, which means he's the one that has to deal with this, and they've gone for the force play. They've isolated the tunnels, but Kiko will fire through that smoke, and he's actually found the first on Justin, done an assist onto Ely, so his presence still felt. And now it's Mainline who's in a world of trouble. I agree with the approach of isolating the tunnels. We see VP do it all the time. It's very successful for them, but they need to find the kills in doing so. And Kiko, wise to it. Oh, does damage? Bomb doesn't go down. That was desperately close.
I think he needed to go a little bit sooner there. As soon as his men started dropping, needed to get that bomb down. That was obviously the main objective, and they don't do it again. And that's going to be 6 in a row for 3-Sub now. They're looking very strong, and they've gained the momentum. It allows them to be a little bit more audacious. They've made this bed for themselves. The AWP is going to be on side in this time. Be interesting to see what he can do with this. They haven't really got that many opening picks so far. They're the ones receiving the picks when the CTs have been aggressive. So I'd like to see a change of pace from maybe just slowing it down and then working that AWP and just doing a simple wall of smoke strategy just to get the bomb down and just force out that post-plant situation. But here we go then. Open up the round, number 7, and there's 6-0 in favor of 3-sub.
Things potentially to get worse. Now they've got an opening pick. Jason R, though, rather than Kiko. As we see Kiko actually pushing forward toward the main connection point between the trains, leaves Jason to cover solo. Kiko has a job to do because Jason's now gone down at Ivy. So he's going to be in a bit of problems here because they're going to pinch all the way on him. He's left with just Arya, who's yet to rotate over from B, so he actually has to retreat, give up a lot of map because he's going to go inside Z. Are they going to save early? I think they may. They've conceded this round already. They're going to allow the bomb plant. They're going to let this go and potentially either head toward ladder and look for exits or just secure a safe place to hide. So they'll give up a first round. The first T round of the entire series goes to Method, and they did it before the bomb was even planted. Yeah,
that was interesting. So the CT's finally being punished for that aggressive play style. They try to force the issue, getting into the choke points, but like I said, Method slowing it right down, changing the pace, allowed them to get those first picks, and it didn't even need to execute at that stage. For picking up 3 frags there has been perfect for them. But this puts them in a very fragile situation now. The money, the loss bonus does get reset. If they lose the next one, they could see themselves looking down the barrel of 3 rounds in a row. So they need to be very careful, work out how they won that round, and whether they can do it again. CTs, I wouldn't be surprised now they just took the pedal off the gas a little bit and sat back and worked the AWP and not give away the frags they just did.
And the round's a bit close as well, so this will reset the money bonus, but it also, I mean, this round has a lot of bearing on it. I mean, you look at money on both sides. If Method are able to win this, 3-sub potentially have to go for a save. If 3-sub are able to win it, they'll continue this momentum forward, which would be huge for their CT side, but this is Method's lifeline to get back into it because they've enabled themselves of keeping this close. Bomb's way back in spawn. No one's picked that up.
They did that last map as well. I think they've got some idea, but Davey doing his inside push once again. It's going to be a confrontation. He does get the frag, and that's perfect from him, getting that and falling straight back. Amazing. That's exactly what he wanted, and that should put them in good stead for this round.
Jason's going to use that smoke at Ivy again as well, but the difference is, we mentioned it last time, Kiko wasn't around to help. Kiko is, but he's gone. So now it's alone for Jason yet again, and the op comes into play from Silent, the aggressive T-op, double nade stack on Jason. Doesn't take a whole lot of damage from that, less than you would expect as he's left on 76. But Ely's brought that bomb a little bit closer to drop in bathrooms as well.
I don't think Kiko had to give that frag away. Once they have the opening frag, they need to just fall back and force the T's to come out of that area.
Oh, Abe.
He gave a frag away.
Abe's in a tight spot. I don't know if he's aware Justin's there. He initially looks for it. But Justin, Abe, able to get the kill, and oh, he goes for the refrag, and Arya punishes him. Very well played by 3-sub. So they bring the advantage back, and they've still got very spread out positions. And never mind, they're isolated, taken down. Jason with one, Abe with the other. There it is, the reset. 3-sub are going to walk with this half.
Well, the money situation for Meth is not too bad. The key thing about that last round was Davey getting that first inside frag. He held his ground as well. He did fall back initially, but he pushed back and once they lost that frag, he was able to tell his whole teammate, everyone stay outside. I know exactly what's going on. He got towards the pop dog area, and that's when they pincered them, and they got them right back into it. So this is a huge round now. So going into this will definitely force Method onto an eco. So they need to work out what they're doing. Looks like that fast take outside is going to be happening once again.
Arya, though, opening things up. Very low HP, so he pays the price, and now it's going to all come back to Method. So with the last little bit of cash they have, they buy out more AKs, and they may buy themselves another round, but not if things turn back this way. Ely brings it back to a 2-on-1, but look at Streber's health. 16 only to work with, and Davey's going to pay for it. Streber to find it, and it is now 7-2. He had an impact in the last game, and that round he definitely took control of it.
Yeah, he was my MVP for at least Method on the CT side, doing some great impact frags, and that was fantastic from him. We can see now, look, this is interesting. They had one player on 8k, but essentially this is a force buy for the CT. You can see a lot of them not getting head armor, opting to get that extra equipment on their side. They have got the AWP still, but yeah, this is a huge round now.
And Jason as well, who's been playing Ivy, doesn't have any utilities to slow that down. Fortunately, they haven't put anyone there just yet, but they're setting up for set smokes on the T side. I highly expect once those smokes are thrown, they'll look to go that direction. So Jason's going to have a lot harder time controlling it as he has done in the last few rounds.
Yeah, especially having no incendiaries as well. As soon as you see the execute, that's normally the natural thing to do. You block off the main choke points and the T's have to slow down their play. If you don't have that available, you just have to phase and hope you win the gun battle. So this does favour the T's right now.
Here it goes. Mainline and Justin have just thrown in those initial Nades onto the A site. They've worked out toward Ivy. Kiko's come around, so fortunately he does get a smoke out, but that's the only smoke they'll have in that position for Jason. He's changed his angle, though. He's on top of the train. And now he'll drop to help. Method aren't going to push this, though. Davies got an aggressive inside. Streber's already crossed.
The thing is, as well, the CTs have no smokes either now. They've played this. Adhesive have done this perfectly. They've baited everything out. It's going to come down to pure gunfights. If they can execute a wall of smokes, getting out to a bomb site, there'll be nothing to retake it with, really. So you have to favour Method right now. This is looking perfect for them.
Arya is slowly coming back over from upper B as well. Davy's going to push lower, so they'll absolutely isolate the offense here if Davy can get into ladder quick enough. And Justin losing to Jason does make things interesting. Arya, there it is, on the rotation, picking up the first kill as soon as he gets there, but here's Davy. This is the flank we talked about. He'll drop the bomb carrier, but all the true kills afterward go Method until Abe and Kiko, staying alive back by the tunnels, will be able to close out with a decent crossfire, 8-2, and both force buys pay off.
That was really strange. When you're going to do an execute like that and actually have a set piece going into it, you at least want to wait for the smoke to even drop so the CTs don't even have the opportunity to kill you. One player running towards the side alley gets taken down. Coming out of Pop Dog before the smoke had even bloomed. Got taken out of the AWPer as well. So interesting approach that round, and that's one 3-step needed. They definitely would have been in eco losing that one, and that's actually going to force Method onto a PT-50 round. We can see Strebor has got head armor. In terms of utility, they have one flashbang. It looks like they will be heading towards the inside bomb site. One flash, trying to get the bomb down again. They were shut down by a grenade last time. Hopefully they will get a plant this time.
Arya, he's inside this smoke. There's actually a little ledge you can play on the right side, and we can just see it as he falls back. That as a CT doesn't fully expose you and gives you a bit of an off angle to play, but he's not going to get that aggressive. Second smoke comes out, they know that was thrown from close. So suddenly their attention turns, the flash is out, he's only caught with a smoke back in his hands, or rather, excuse me, a Molotov in his hands, so gets caught with his pants down, and now it's Davy to have to make up for lost ground, only with 2, and Strebor will bring it back to a 3 versus 3, but how low the HP, how quickly they go to the grave as well.
I think they'd be pretty smart just to do that execute of guns this time. It seems like they're making that frag pretty easily with the pistols. It's a weak area, in my opinion, for 3-sub. Getting in there quite quickly with the AKs we work for them. The AWP goes towards outside straight away. That's the call I'd be making. We're making that kill consistently with pistols now. Why don't we give that a go with the rifles and see what we can do with that area? It's going to be a double eco now, full Method. Pistols once again, but this time they have got a smoke to play with, but it's going to amount to nothing, in my opinion. We have seen them be quite handy with the first frag here, but 3 players heading towards Ivy, coming straight in and seeing whether they can find some CTs to hunt.
And they have gone for that isolation play, and it's Jason. He's been doing well considering the pressure they're putting on him. Another double. Very good damage as well into Justin as he tries to control the spray, but they've brought it back. A refrag from Silent as Kiko goes down. Davy again, and Davy on bomb. This creates a lot of problems for both Ely and Justin, who are very spread out. Abe's going to... Oh, look away! I thought he was going to put his attention in the right spot, but Justin was so low on HP. And it's left to Ely, 1 on 3. Again, bomb at Showers. That's covered off by Davy, so he's got to win his way there in the first place. He knows Abe's back by the tunnels. And Abe adjusting his aim, spotting him, but the Tech 9 might have a chance. And Abe's going to change his name to Paul because he's burying his opponents right now.
That was really good. Nice one. Okay, then, so yeah, the Desert Eagle doing some great work getting the opening frags there, but we saw the disadvantage it can give you in some sort of situation. The spray not really working out from there. Potentially could have been a round-defining kill in the back, but doesn't work out for him. That's going to be 10-2 in favor of 3-sub. It seems like that slower approach coming out from Method now. They have to get AWP again. That did work for them. They were able to find a pick on the first round they won in this series. So this is probably, I kind of like this. Maybe go towards the inside bomb side with this. Once they get in and get that first frag, set up the AWP as a turret, that could work out very well for them. But they're seeing, not giving too much away here. And the CTs, we can see is actually Davy pushing up yet again. He gets the frag once again onto Ely. How are they letting him do this almost every single time? There's no punishment as well. He doesn't allowing one T to work there.
Mainline getting a refrag though, so HP advantage now actually favors the terrorists, but they don't have a lot of map control. They've got a player at Electrical, which could be interesting. Strebor has made his way up there as we see the replay from Davy on that initial pick, but Arya's found Mainline. And Kiko's been absolutely solid. Slides out, finds Silent. Strebor gets a response, but he's trapped. He's stuck. Rather, that's Justin that's stuck. Strebor's very low on HP, mind you, though. And bombs back at Showers, so they're dropping it there by default, but they're not opening up the map to make it viable. They pretty much go for kills here. 40 seconds if they can get back to it, but they're committed to the site. There's no bomb there. Arya and Davy just have to win this duel, and Justin, he'll silently and surely work in that direction of the bomb. But is he going to get spotted? He's not. Davey stays passive. So now he's got a chance to re-grab this.
Yeah, time ticking away though. 20 seconds on the board. He needs to be very quick. He needs to go gain the bomb and then get into a bomb site. CTs are playing that connector area as well. It's very good.
Still go inner. Davey's going to slowly pull back now to Z. So they will have a quick rotation regardless, but Arya's still here. And spots, but Justin gets the kill. He has to commit to this. 9 seconds. Going to go for the plant. Does Davey play aggressive? He wants to walk around, and he just barely gets that kill before the AK gets back in the hands of Justin. And it'll be 11-2. 3-sub CTs have been dominant tonight.
Interesting why the other CTs face so much after he made our one-on-one situation. They could probably hear him running there. Why would you face and make it so close? I have no idea. But there we go then. This is going to go one of the penultimate rounds, round 14. And another clutch situation going in favor of 3-sub. One player to note is Davey. He is so audacious. He seems to push inside bomb site every single time and no one's locking him down. It seems very easy for him in getting that single frag. And that's been a main problem for Method. They're not locking that down whatsoever. And I think that's something they need to address. If we're going to do this slow play style, at least have 2 people there. We know he's doing it. Shut him down. It looks like actually Davey's going to be going in there again, but putting the smoke down, this is where he's so dangerous. But now then, the T's working their way to inside. Maybe they're sending a few men in here just to shut him down now.
That little bit of the gap in the smoke. Let's Davey get the information that one is cross-driver. Doesn't take too much damage from it, but again, just that call for his teammate. It's inside the site, Arya. And not to mention inside upper. But inside upper with an op, which we know how much damage that can do. Davey's also rotated around. Davey's going to spot that stack. They were trying to get nades through that window. It's traded. But thwarting things further. And advantage still to the T side now, though, as mainline will pick up Jason R. Silent, good angle. Manages to catch Abe, getting a little bit aggressive toward the tunnels, and now it's going to be Silent to pick up Kiko, so they've turned it around. Arya, he's going to be spotted in Silent. There's what we expected a little bit more from in the first game from him. A little bit late perhaps in this one too, but it is going to be the 3rd round for them, and potentially if they can pick up this 5th, make it 11-4.
That was actually much better for Method there. They saw the problem, got 3 players up there, got the exchanges as well, and when they got the kills in the inside area, they actually pushed on the outside, got the rotation kills, and that was much better, much stronger. And this is actually a really good situation for them now. You can see the CTs are on very little money now. Davey, the only man with actually a rifle in hand. As long as they play this slow and how they have been so far and don't force the issue too much, this should be the 4th round on the board for them, and this will be a recovery considering they went 10-0 down at the start.
So much aggression as well, with just Silent, who's going to be the one to face it. He's dinked up, so he actually loses this. Abe with that first kill, and now the rifle, that single rifle, gets aggressive on B. This is working out. 3-sub is taking the fight directly to them. No map control gained. 3 men gone already, and it's just 2 AKs, no bomb. To try and make this round formidable and even possible in the first place. Jason now doing the damage, and there's no shots even being landed right now for the terrorists. Arya down on Justin, and it's a flawless single rifle P250 round. 3-sub, 12 T rounds, 15, or rather, what was it, 10 in the last, 11 in the last game. So add them together, that's 23 CT halves, or rounds on the 2 maps we've seen, 2 CT halves we've seen.
I can't believe Davey got away with that again. How many times can he push inside and get 2 kills? That's absolutely crazy. And he had a FAMAS and nothing else with him. And like I said, if the T's had just been a little bit slower and waited for the smokes to go down, they would have been fine. But how is it? There's no return there whatsoever. They just look lost. And Davey's got to be counting his blessings out. How many times he got away with that?
And Ely actually looked to the corner because I'm not sure first off, he didn't spot him right away through the edge of the smoke, but didn't get the call from his teammate. He just expected him to be close and never really even got sight on him there.
3-sub have won every single pistol tonight so far. If they win this one, it's going to be GG. Method won't have a chance to get it back into this, so they need to find a pistol, and they need to find it right now.
And we'll see how it unfolds. They're going to go for the push at Ivy as well. They've also put the force smoke out, so they'll wrap tunnels, but there might be a slightly different play here. There's not. Fitting that both times on the pistols. After I talked about this strategy, both teams do it. It's spotted already, though. So similar effects as Davey in the first half. They'll rotate Strever down, but he can only get 1, unlike Davey, who managed to pick up 3. And speaking of Davey, he's now picked up Ely. But it's coming back. Mainline has managed to secure and slow down all that push as he's come back from upper into CT, and he'll get the final kill. So both times I mentioned that strategy, it fails.
That's why
this is getting even worse.
I'm actually
for me.
not that much of a fan of it. The advantage of having a 5-man Glock train is you can go frag for frag, and you have the numbers there, right? So when you rush the inside bomb site, although it's quite boring, the maximum the CTs can really do is stack 2 or 3 people there. You still win that situation. When you're splitting like that and allowing the CTs to actually take the more advantageous angles, as demonstrated there, they'll take you down, and then if even they get 1 or 2 frags, it's puts you in a very difficult situation. The T's on the other side of the map. So I'm not a huge fan of that. I'd prefer them just to keep it simple, and then especially when they've got such a lead as well. But here we go then. We can see the force buy will come in from 3-sub, so they're not done with this round yet. They've got smoke, so you have to predict it's going to be a full-on outside execution, getting the bomb down. And when they've got their MP7s and FAMASs as well, this could be very dangerous for Method.
Well, there's their first pistol they picked up. As you made mention of this other... Oh, man, so many nades here. If this nade goes out right now from Ely, it could also do some massive damage. A little bit shy, but Kiko's down to 34. And they'll go. Jason's got bomb. He'll be the second man in. He's actually going to back off, goes to third. Abe's going to come, but now they're bringing Justin over from Hell. But he has to turn back because Arya's putting pressure, so there's a chance for the trade. That's Jason R, and dare me to keep up with the obituary now because it gets flooded with the number of kills. It still gives the man advantage to the rifles and SMGs. And they'll pull that advantage further ahead, but only just, as they lose 3 in the process of closing out the anti-eco.
This has to be a full eco for them now. They didn't get bombed down in either situations. You can see the money pretty desperate for them. I don't think they can justify P250s at this stage. Probably just trying to do something very fast, like an inside rush, or even just get out main. It's a throwaway round. There's not really much you can do over whatsoever. As long as CTs can read that and actually have the sense to say, I haven't got a bomb down now, they're absolutely stuffed for cash. Let's just hold back and make sure we utilize our weapons. We can see 1 MP7 on them there, so it'll be interesting. But here we go. The T is just going straight outside. It should be a very simple day at the office of Justin, which it is. Takes down 4 players, but Kiko does reply with 1 Glock kill, but essentially it's a very easy round, and this is where it really begins.
Getting caught without ammunition. Imagine the A1 had 30 bullets.
Imagine that. It would be carnage.
How ridiculous would that gun be?
Well, this is the difficulty. When you have so many rounds on the board, I don't see why you have to force buy. You're not trading at all. They could have gone into this first gun round with a full buy AWP, and this is where they allow Method to get back into this game, because you can gain momentum as CT by having the advantage of the economy, and being a CT map, you have to predict it going that way.
Whistling that op shot through. Nearly catching some damage through the wall. Arya making it onto the ladder unsighted. Needs to watch that flash. He's now been spotted, but he still manages to get Abe to come around and bail him out. Meanwhile, though, 2 kills have gone the other way, and they've lost Jason and Davey. But Abe's bringing it back. Another one now for him, and they've controlled Hell. So they've slowly but surely circled the outer perimeter of the site. They're forcing the CTs back into the connection points, and Arya's going to get aggressive by getting on top of Bomb Train. He's got 2 to his right, 1's on top of Ticket. Excellent positioning, and that allows Silent with the op to not only find 1, 2, but 3 kills on Kiko.
Nice little double kill at the end there as well. It's pretty exciting stuff. And this is where the momentum train happens again. We've seen, even on Cobble, both of these teams have very lackluster T-sides. And I wouldn't be surprised if Method pulled this one back now. That was actually quite a nice outside execute from 3-sub, but that, like I said before, there's so many angles you have to check. It's almost like a 360-degree thing. You have to check every single one. That great double kill at the end there from Method was great. Got them back into it, and this is where the momentum builds. Another eco now for 3-sub, and you can see they're going straight for the inside rush, I think. Just trying to get the bomb down and force the issue.
Those camera angles were so fitting. It's like the music, the dun 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 as they jump down, but here we go. It's all going to be Method. The Pistols can't do much despite their aggression. If they get this bomb, though, that's a bit of a win.
Perfect.
That gives them money to work with.
That's all they wanted, and they got it down. So that actually boosts the money going into next round. They may be able to actually get some AWPs on the board. That's been a problem, not having the full buys going into the gun round. And that's why I said probably wasn't justified force buying when you had such a lead. But here we go then. They actually got a very decent bang roll, 7k average across all the players. Let's see how this one goes down and how they approach it. Now they have the AWP, potentially slowing things down, and then doing what they did before was the wall of smokes, bomb down, force a post-plan situation, and then they can actually capitalize and take this one home. But here we go then, going into round number 21. CTs, this would be a great time for them to go aggressive, and they know a response is coming to what they've been doing so far. So this is when you want to get the first frag and do it like what Davey was doing. Yeah, this is it.
Oh, this is interesting. Ely's going to go. They're going to try and flash this through. Flash through the smoke, catches Arya, has to look back, but he's got the op, and it's up close, and he gets the double. I was about to call. That's a gamble of a play to put Arya there, but the aggression gets caught, and Abe, oh, he bailed out Arya there. Nearly caught with the op, not in the right position, not at least pre-aimed. And either way, all the entries come out. Look at Jason. He's going to cover off Z Hall. They'll quickly get this plant. Or will they? What's the bomb doing? Why is he watching the tunnels? They have control of the site. Yes, there's still one up, but hit that down in the off chance that something crazy happens, or if Mainline had caught the bomb, It could have slowed things up, but nonetheless, it will be another round for Method, or excuse me, for 3-sup, and now 3 to go.
So Method did exactly what I suggested, went for something surprising, changed things up a bit, pushed 2 players towards Ivy, but I don't know how he made those 2 AWP shots, but Area was phenomenal, got 2, one must have been a no-scope at one stage, but that was crazy, through the smoke, and picks up a very clean round, not even 1 kill taken for the T side then. It will be a decent buy still for the CTs after getting so many in a row, but that's going to be difficult for them to recover from, especially after what happened in that side alley area. But here we go then. Davey does get taken down. Strebo opening the frag, and he's been great this series and opens it up. And hopefully Method could get the ball back in their court.
Jason's going to play it slow. And he won't. Does he? I'm not sure he was spotted. He may not have been spotted. Justin was in control. But I think he was hyper-focused on the main entry, so yes, he is not unsighted. He will get that kill, and Justin had no idea that Jason had worked up that far. Oh, but he overlooks it. He almost gets caught off by mainline. Good recovery. And now 3-sup are starting to roll on their terrorist side, much like we saw from their CTs. And Method find themselves with Silent remaining, and he's going to desperately try and hold on to this AWP because money, not exactly, or not even at all, in fact, in their favor.
Yeah, they're definitely on Eco. He wants to save his gun here. He's got an AWP in hand. It's going to be very valuable. Saving 1 AWP, in fact, is CT. Even if the rest of your team have pistols, you can definitely capitalize, especially on Train. Very long range. If they can utilize him properly, I'd suggest pushing him into the upper ramp and inside, facing that inside area, playing it by himself, and that's where you can lock the team down. So he definitely needs to save this if they have a chance of getting back into this game. They've shown some strength on the CT side, but that round is a very simple outside rush from 3-sup. Locked them down completely. Some big frags from Jason and Abe as well. Didn't even seem like they were blinking at that stage, but Silent is going to be the man left, and he will lose the AWP, and you have to question whether Method can do this now. They're going to have around 2k. Will they be able to justify a force buy here? Looks like they're actually going to have P250s, looking to play the long game. T's are going to be aware of this as well. They know how this money system works. Before, we've seen both teams making some very questionable decisions on the anti-eco rounds. When you have T and you can keep the range nice and long, I'd say you have 2 options. You either rush one place inside, or you actually just keep it very slow and work the picks.
I'm actually very curious more so to what the CTs are going to do with these pistols. Jason R's already gone in the alleyway looking toward Hell, and Streber catching Abe. This puts pressure. Davey's gone by. Davey's gone by upper, and as a result, mainline looks to go get him. Turns around and somehow still finds the kill. As we see from the perspective, Kiko's only got 1 in return, but Justin also picks up Jason. So these pistols, I'm very surprised that play materialized as it did at upper, because there should have been absolutely no reason mainline with opponents on either side had a chance, and they're going to stop the bomb plant to make matters worse, but Davey's going to fight back in. He's not going quietly. They want this match point, and it's up to him now 1 versus 2 to try and make that happen, but a recovered AK for Justin won't allow anything at all.
I can't believe 3-sup did that. They didn't work out what the CTs were doing whatsoever. They didn't even see whether it was a full buy. They should have been reading the economy better. This frag, essentially, why is he by himself? Why is he running out by main and even allowing Strebel to have that chance to get the kill? That shut it down completely. I think that, like I said, you have 2 options in an anti-eco. You choose one area, go send 5 men there, do an inside rush or something like that, or you play it very passively and you work out what they're doing, utilize the time you have available to you, and that's when you can guarantee yourself a win. But here we go then. 3-sup going for something very much more aggressive. It has worked for them in the past, and will it work this time?
Smoke on the fire allows Arya a little bit more forward, and he'll use the ladder to stay covered and also throw Molotovs at Z, but Streber with the initial kill. Arya has to go to the pistol. He can't get the confidence in the op to pull it out that close. Davey brings it a little bit closer in terms of who's still alive and who's not, but it's a 1 versus 3, and almost spotting. Silent doesn't, overlooks it. Silent getting a kill. Both teams into double digits, and 3-sup now running out of money to find this elusive overtime point.
I'm still annoyed at that anti-eco they did there. It was really disappointing to see them approach around like that. Clumsy, and you can't really justify what happened. But here we go then. Very important round here. If Method win this one, they could potentially knock them onto an eco. So this would be huge for Method. They could potentially get 2 rounds out of this one and avoid the match point. So let's see how it goes down. We've seen some very fast play from 3-sup so far. It looks like they actually will be slowing things down. But I say that though, Jason R is out into the main area. Will the 3 CTs looking at him, will he be able to do anything with it? I don't think he will. Difficult times for him. Gets shut down straight away.
Shots coming through, but Silent, who actually did the initial damage, ends up getting a little bit too complacent with that spam, and Abe able to locate it eventually, despite that it was a silencer through the smoke. Gets the kill. So it's 4 versus 4. But as we can see in the overlay, things not necessarily healthy on the T side. Trails of blood sorely behind the footsteps of these terrorists.
They're leaving one man anchoring towards the Ivy area. That's going to be Kiko. He has been pretty good there, got some big frags. And a player as well towards inside. It's going to be Davey. We know how strong he is there. I don't really know what the T's are planning here. It seems like the bomb's going towards inside. I guess Kiko has to make a frag here. He has to get some sort of attention towards himself.
Strebber's got a great chance to work up that ladder, but it's such a scary play because you never know what's waiting at the top of it, no matter how silent you are. And he hasn't gone yet, which means Mainline's going to have pressure put upon him. Once the call's made that they've entered, he'll go. Strebber will certainly go, but how much can they slow him down to make that flank possible? They may not even need to do that. Bomb's been planted, but Mainline swarming. Method taking this round back. It's going to be Davey that's left. He's got the post-plant position. He's dropped. He gets caught, and Strebber's going to find Kiko inside Z. Diffused to come in, 14-11. More guns down on the terrorist side. Method may still have a chance at this.
Yeah, I wasn't a big fan of that. I think Kiko was way too obvious there. The fact he wasn't with his team at all, players dropping, he went way too late. When he was coming in, the bomb was already down there, ready for him in that connector area. And it's getting a little bit dangerous now. We can see they've actually force-bought this. I don't know why. I don't think they have to. I think they should have waited for the full buy. They've got Tech 9s, Galils, smoke grenades. They wanted to close this one out as quickly as possible. But the CTs, if they're clever here, they can just hold back and just force the issue and actually get themselves in a decent position.
Fast push B. Fast push B with guns this time, and they need to be aware because they've got players on either side. Mainline's already pushed up through the smoke, finding that kill, and now Justin has the confidence to push out. He almost nails a double, but it's just one now two. Arya down, bomb down, Method about to take another gun round off a very poor terrorist team. And Kiko,
he's not going to be doing much for this, is he? He's lurking.
I was about to say Kiko playing the role of Hiko because he's definitely lurking, but I'm not sure he can hone the inner Hiko and pull it around. And in fact, he may get caught right now and does.
So you force buy, and then you just do a straight-on inside rush. The CT's are ready for them. They've got the better guns, got completely locked down. They've read that perfectly as well. That AWP in the upper area is so strong, especially when you have the synergy between the lower ramp as well. It's so difficult for the T's to even work out who they're going to look at. Really good read by them. And this is what we're talking about now. They've got the two ecos in a row now, potentially, depending on what they do. But Tech 9's coming out again. Method getting back into this one very strongly now. They did a nice inside push last time. Will they do for the Ivy push again after it went so wrong for them? Actually looks like another inside rush for the team as well. Straight in there again.
Things are weakened for Davey, but they've made it through this time, so the push a little bit more formidable, but Mainline, good reactions, takes down Davey, also bomb planter. That's the bigger key here, because if they can get this bomb down and start getting money back, they'll still be able to have solid utilities as they play for this elusive 15th round. It can't seem to fall easily, and only Mainline goes down, but we saw how much damage he did before that happened.
I'm not sure what their approach is going to be here. It seems they've run out of ideas so far. The most effective round they've done has been the outside push, very fast and getting in there and making sure they make the frags. But it's only coming down to a very big individual player they won that round. It wasn't necessarily the tactical prowess from them. It was just getting out there, finding the frags. But since then, they've seen a little bit lost. And I think they should probably just go back to something simple like that. The rushes inside aren't working for them.
Arya, okay, never mind. I thought initially he was going to get pushed. We saw this push before. He actually got 2 kills. That was one of the most recent rounds that, believe it or not, 3-step has won. Back to your point, though, we haven't seen a lot of smokes come out on A either.
They haven't really done much in terms of like the simple back-to-basics of D-Train. Just getting a bomb down for them would be great in this situation with the guns out, but they're relying very heavily on the fragging situation. You can see they're getting smoked out now. This is very good from the CTs. It's isolating the T's. They're not really able to do much here. They've been trying to get out main quite a lot, but it hasn't been working for them, and now they're trying to look at Ivy. The AWP's going to be there, but the great use of utility from the CTs is locking them out so far.
Silent is in good position and aware of the fact, though, that without a support player, he does still have to worry about ladder. Fortunately for him, no one really looking there for the terrorist side. In fact, things are going to slowly start to rotate back in B as the bomb's down at this main connector where that nade will connect onto Abe. So a little bit damage loss from him. Down to 66. He's the lowest. Kiko's on 72. Everyone on the CT's at full health. But that's surely to change as the entrance looking to go on to B. Just that lurk. Davey, a little bit lackluster, walks down the ramp with absolutely no plan. Plays the price. Jason R's made a fight back, though, and Arya's done the job. Massive damage done with the op and switching to the pistol, but he's losing his teammates. It's 2 versus 3, and Arya's committed. He's down to 17. That needs so much damage and no reaction. Flick of the wrist, not there. 14-14, and Method may just force out Game 3 yet.
They're relying so heavily on these distraction plays. David is going inside by himself. There's 20 seconds left on the clock. The bomb's down around the T-spawn area. It seems like they're just trying to get a monster player. One of their players, Davey, was the man there, but he didn't even make a distraction. He got shut down straight away. It was so obvious and telegraphed as to what was going on now. And all of a sudden, Method looking so strong. 14-14. It's going to be a full buy this time for 3-sub, considering the loss bonus have gathered now. And it looks like they may be just going straight outside and trying to get that simple round which they won before.
Smokes in between the trains this time. First time we've seen that smoke deployed in a while. It still gives Justin the alleyway. That hell to shoot into Jason, who's already made his way through, but now Ari has picked up a double with the rifle this time. It's left to Strebber. He's on the bomb train. He's found one, found two. Swapping to the pistol. It's now going to be Silent's turn to do damage, and it's left to Kiko. 1 versus 2. He's got an AK. He's looking to control because he knows Silent's up there. But the problem is he hasn't been able to find it, and the more time that goes by, the better the positioning that Strebber can get. Keep in mind, though, Kiko has bomb.
A lot of time to play as well.
He's going to force this. Oh, I love it. He's going to go silently up the ladder. Oh, and he almost makes it work with the reaction from Silent, and Method take the lead. And even though they haven't had the lead much in this game, there's only one time you want it, and that's right at the end.
There we go. They get themselves in a very formidable position now. You can see the T's getting the Galils out. They haven't got a lot to play with. It's been pretty lackluster for them so far. It looked like that individual glory we were looking for was coming out from Aria there, but it wasn't enough, and it came down to a 1-on-2 situation which they couldn't convert now. And that's all they've had to really do, is go in that outside area and hope for their players step up big. But that seems to be the only tactic they bring to the T side. It's been pretty disappointing so far from them. You can see them slowing the pace down right again, but the CTs have been doing so well at utilising everything they have in their equipment, the smokes, the incendiaries, and they slow the play down, and it goes down to about 30 seconds before the T's actually have an opportunity to do anything here. Perhaps a pincer move coming out. You can see 3 players towards Ivy, and the bomb is down yet again. They'll be looking for picks here and seeing whether they can do it.
This auto sniper position in the old train, you used to see get right play here because you could see a lot more easily from that back corner all the way to the main connection point. But now that it's not only on a different wall and those double stacked boxes are there, you haven't seen it as much. So it's interesting to see it come back out here, but it still can control alley so easily. So it's overtime or it's all over as Method look to equalize the series. Put pressure on a map called Inferno, which we go to next. A lot of momentum base. So we will have a knife round there. It may make a big difference for who starts CT because so far that's the side to have in these two teams as Abe gets the refrag on Ely. That auto sniper down and out already. Silent going to fall back, but now he's dropped by Kiko. And things stabilize 3 versus 3, but Abe's so low on HP that mainline. It's just the shadow of his bullet and a bad time to switch weapons for Kiko as he tries to grab that AK-47. Bomb's still going to go down for Davey, so he'll give himself a fighting chance. But it's a slim chance. It's 1 versus 3. He's already spotted. Nice shot as he catches Strebber. He's got the position as well on exactly where Justin is. And Justin gets forward, tries to catch him off. And it's very low HP for mainline. So if Strebber goes down, Davey can clutch this. I'm not sure he saw mainline through the incandescence of the flames. And why would you reload there? Mainline going to bring this back. The worst possible timing. Davey surely thought he went down the alley.
I can't believe how that went down. Why stand in the open and start reloading? If you're going to reload, make sure you actually got some cover there. Running out, and he's going to feel a little pretty disappointed. It was a 3-on-1, to be fair to him. It was favouring the CT's favour, but he definitely had opportunity there. I think the CT player had a 21 HP. 1 bullet would have done it for him. And yeah, interesting stuff how that went down. After having such a strong campaign in the first half, you have to wonder how 3-sub are feeling after that. That was very difficult to watch. The T side left a lot to be desired.
Both T-sides have, in both maps. We haven't seen the T-side really take much control of this, which is why I say on Inferno the knife round could be huge. Because if a team can get the CT side early and then win the T-side pistol for a change, big momentum shift.
Why have the T-sides been so bad, though, in your opinion? From what I've seen, it's
lack of execution.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
Yeah.
The lack of execution. They rely so heavily on the picks, and when they don't come, they don't seem to know what to do with that. And they actually go out, they force themselves into situations like we saw on train there, to go out into the outside area. Unless someone goes absolutely huge, they don't have the execution to actually get the bomb down and get themselves a fighting chance of getting into the round.
So Kiko goes a little bit quiet this game, as does Ely, but everyone else stepping up. It's Davey that leads the way for frags. First kills, 6 first kills as well for him as we look at Silent's individual stats, though, as he'll take MVP. His team take the win. Only appropriate. He's fairly even. But the KDA was really solid for him. Very, very well done. Only 1 first kill, interestingly enough. So closing out a lot of rounds. And with that said, we'll close out for just a moment. We'll take a break, catch our breaths, and start map 3 almost instantly because they want to get things rolling on Inferno. Winner of this moves forward, losers out. Wall of smoke you mentioned. And deep on the site, bomb still not in play, and Abe's actually pulling this back. 2 great kills from him. Back in his hands, or rather, excuse me, a Molotov in his hands, so gets caught with his pants down, and now it's Davey to have to make up for lost ground, only with 2, and Strebber will bring it back to a 3 versus 3, but how low the HP isolation play, and it's Jason. He's been doing well considering the pressure they're putting on him. Another double, and Advantage still to the T side now, though, as mainline will pick up Jason Art. Silent, good angle. Manages to catch Abe, getting a little bit aggressive toward the tunnels, and now it's going to be Silent to pick up Kiko, so they've turned it around. Arya, he's going to be spotted in Silent. There's what we expected a little bit more from.
Wait for the smokes to go down. They would have been fine, but how is it? There's no return there whatsoever. They look lost. And Davies has got to be counting his lessons there. How many times he got away with that? Straight outside. It should be a very simple day at the office of Justin, which it is. Takes down 4 players, but TK does reply with 1 Glock kill.
Ticket, excellent positioning, and that allows Silent with the op to not only find 1, 2, but 3 kills on Kiko. Trying to flash this through, flash through the smoke, catches Arya, has to look back, but he's got the op, and it's up close. And